All right, my viewers voted, and this is the tutorial of the Leonoid. It's got 4 missile racks, 2 afterburners, and tail fin, and an air intake. This is a relatively difficult model, so you're gonna have to be kind of good to do this. And this is not for beginners, obviously. Anyways, let's get started. I would just use an ATO origami paper like this. Yeah. Anyways, you're gonna start off with a Vulcan base from Jason Merrill. So you just fold it in half like this diagonally. And then unfold, do it the other way, like this. Making sure my creases are perfectly lined up. After that, it should look like this. And then you just fold it in half, but not diagonally. Instead, you fold it this way, not diagonally. Unfold, do it again on the other side. Okay, now you have that. Fold in half diagonally again. And then you're gonna use those creases to push this over like this. But you're not making a water bomb base. Instead, you just flatten this piece of paper down. But before you flatten the whole thing, you turn over, you have this crease right there. You have to make sure that matches with the center crease right here. And then you take this pocket right here, open it up, and then squash down the flap like this. And then once you do that, you're gonna turn over to this side. Then you're gonna fold this flap up as far as you can go. Just make sure that those 2 edges right there don't rip, because that won't be good. All right, now they have that, you're gonna turn it over, then fold this flap down so that the crease you make ends pretty much right there at that point. Yep. So it should look like that. Oops, sorry for the mat. Always moving, but anyways. Gonna turn it over. Take these two edges, fold them in like that. All right, turn it over, and then use the existing creases to fold these down so this edge turns into a point instead of a right angle. Here too. Just always like to keep a stone with me just in case. All right, turn over. You're gonna pick this bucket up, and then just collapse it like that. So then you should have something like this. All right, then you're gonna squash fold this tab right here. And then you're gonna petal fold this. So first you make these two creases going to the center. Like that. And then you just petal fold it like that. There you go. I just like to do this just in case. Just put it inside the tab. But now what you're gonna do is you're going to partially open up the model like this. So then you have something like this. Now you're gonna reconstruct the base by going on those creases first. So you have to pinch those around those creases until it looks something like this right there. Remove all the kinks and then collapse it down. Should look something like this. But now you're gonna use the other diamond shape right there and then pinch around those creases. Kind of like how you did on that one. And then once you have that, you should be able to just collapse it back down. And then just remove any kinks on the inside. Yeah, it doesn't look right. There we go. All right. Then what you do once you have this is You're gonna fold this up as far as it can go. And what I mean by that is just this. Then you just fold that down. And oops, didn't mean to do that. Then what you do next is you've probably seen this on Used Alex's Eco Fighter Widow and on my Cryoval Therion Alpha. This jet right here, but that's a whole different topic. So I'm gonna focus still on Leonoid. But what you do is, you know, fold this back up like this so I can get it out of the way. But what you do is first you fold this flap right here to this edge right there like this. And then you swivel it up using that edge as a guide. And then you have this existing crease right here. You're going to use that to help as well. Or actually, you can just do it like this. It's easier. So yeah, you should have that. Then you just do the same thing on the other side. So you actually use this edge right there and just pinch on that. Then swivel it up. You have something like this, and sorry, just getting out of the way again. So then you fold this up like this. So then that edge comes to a point right there. And then you should be able to go in here, swivel this out. So then, wait, give me a second. So then when you turn it like this, you should have a white obtuse triangle right there. They're going to do the same thing here. And then you're going to swivel this over. So it looks like this. It's what makes the wings and the rear wings. I mean, if you're an expert at origami, then it's kind of obvious by now. But maybe some people are just beginners or just beginning to fold complex jets. Well, I mean, this tutorial isn't for beginners, but whatever, man. But yeah, you should have something like this. When you turn it over, the wings are going to look like that, but what you're going to do is fold this tab down. Same on the other side too. And then what we're going to do is fold these down again or actually, say you just swivel this up right here. Or actually, wait, even I'm getting confused, so fold this up right here, like that. Then you swivel that over. like this. So it should look something like this. Then you have diamond wings. That's what makes that right there. And then this kind of area up there is going to make the missile racks and the air intake. Or actually, I should keep it like this. For now, let's keep it like this for now. But as for, actually, no, let's do the missile racks first. So, for the missile racks, first off, what you're going to do is fold. You're going to swivel this over on the existing crease so it makes at least 1 point. Or maybe you could just call these hard points, to be honest, but I don't know. So then you have that. And here you see you have an existing crease to support you. So what you do is take this. You try to get this down there. It's like making a pleat fold. So it should look something like that. And then something like this right here is probably going to happen. But it's just a kink. Just remove it. It's no big deal. But then once you have that, do the same thing on the other side. Without accidentally unfolding this. I keep getting a British accent slip off, I don't know why. And maybe, hold on, just gonna finish folding that down. And then you're gonna see you have this right here. Just pull that hidden piece of paper out. So then it looks like the other side. Then you should have this, although missile rack part doesn't look right. Alright, now you should have this. Then for the air intake, it's pretty simple. You just make a rabbit ear fold right there. Sorry, I was just checking the model here to see if I'm doing it right. But yeah, I'm doing it right. Yep, and then just collapse in wherever your fold. And oh, this step. So you just swivel this down. There should be like a light crease right there. You're gonna swivel it down so this edge right here is gonna land on that light crease. And then gonna make it so it looks like that by just swiveling so that it makes a triangle instead of doing another obtuse one. All right, same thing on the other side. All right, the reason why I'm doing that is because you're gonna fold these edges up to the crease right there. Same thing here. Then she'll look something like that. And then for the ear intake, we're gonna do one more thing. So to get it to look kind of like this right there, I'm gonna have to destroy this one a bit, but God, come on. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's folded in right there. So let me just piece this back together. Dang it, locking mechanism broke. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Sorry, just bear with me for a minute. Alright. As I was saying, so you're gonna have to fold this in a bit, so this is just a judgment fold, to be honest. Well, I recommend like doing that and then folding at least thirds of that going up. Then just carefully fold it back in multiple times. Kind of like how you see I'm doing it. I don't know if you can see it. But then after that, you should have like a little trapezoid right there. Then you're just gonna rabbit ear fold it again. Okay, then it should look like that. It's gonna look small now, but when we jet fold it, it should turn out like that, right there. All right, then for the missile racks, you're gonna fold this. You're gonna swivel that edge in. And then you're gonna make this edge. You're gonna make this a point right there. So then that makes the fourth missile rack. Actually, no, I'm gonna just do it. And yeah, what I do here is just swivel this back out as far as it can go, then fold it back down. And then you can see right here, you have 2 points on one wing. That's going to be your missile rack. Then you're going to do the same thing here on the other side. And I'll do the cyanide tutorial next, but I don't know when that'll be. Oh wait, actually, wait, I forgot something. So after you do that, you're gonna make a more precise inside reverse fold like this. So it looks like that right there. And then it should look like this, where triangle is coming out. But then on the existing crease, you fold it back up. And then you fold it in. So then it makes a good missile rack. And yeah, just I hate my stuttering. And then you just get the other missile rack to be equal. Or at least just try to get something close to it. There you go. Two missile racks completed. I was about to say 4. But yeah, you just do the same thing on this side. All the stuff I just showed you. Alright, then you should have something like this. But to get kind of like this look on the wings, you see this tab right there? You're gonna swivel it back up all the way down into the layer right there, and then just close it back up. And then same thing here, swivel it all the way down, close layer. And then the reason why I did it like that is because you can see the missile racks better. So you see right here, you're gonna swivel this to that crease right there, or at least just a little bit more up. And it kind of reinforces the wing, but I'm not really sure if it counts. But then there you go, looks like that. Then you're gonna do the same thing here. Or actually, just in case, I'm gonna fold it in half. Try a book match. or can't really see it. You know, I'm just gonna do it. But you should know what I mean. There you go. Now, you see these little tabs right there. If you don't, you can keep those if you want. It's up to you, but I just like to make the wings just the wings. And by that, I mean just straight, good wings, like just a normal fighter jet if it comes to ones like these, you know. So you can keep that there if you want, but I'm going to show you how to not make it look like that. Sorry, just fixing something right here. All right, so you're gonna turn back here, and you're gonna see here. So you're gonna fold the missile racks over, fold this down, and then open it back up right there, and then you're gonna see you have the creases you can use to inside reverse fold that piece of paper. So yep, just inside reverse folded in or pleat folded in. And there you go. Now you have a good wing right there. And then you do the same thing on the other side. All right, then should look like this, and then you're just gonna fold the afterburners in a little, well, like this, but inside. So then it should look like this. Then that's how you're gonna get this afterburner look right there. So yeah, and then you repeat that on the other side. All right, and then just fold the missile racks out. And you shouldn't really have to explain this, but you just take one, squash it forward, like that. And then you're gonna see, it's really hard to see, but this missile rack on the right of this wing looks a bit off, so I just like to pedal fold one side in. So then, I don't know if you really see the difference, but you'll get it. The missile rack looks like the other one. That's what I did on this one. But now, you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. You got to make sure those layers are folded in, because that kind of makes it a bit more difficult to use the missile rack if those layers aren't folded in properly. and ripped a bit. But yeah, as always, try to rip it as least as possible. I mean, it's obvious, but really, just try not to rip it. Alright, you got the missile racks. Alright, just fold the model. Alright, and then just pull it down. Try to get the wings equal with each other. Alright, fold the wings up and the rear wings. Should look something like this. Then you're gonna fold the tail fin up, which is a judgment fold. But don't make it too big, but don't make it too small either. Like something like this is perfect. This is good. And then as for these flaps, you don't really need them for anything, so what I just did is squash fold them. And just, well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this, but just for the tutorial, I'm just gonna fold this inside the model. So, yeah. And yeah, just the same thing on the other side. I mean, these steps, you don't really have to understand it. You could just do it in your own way. Just folding. You just gotta squash fold this down and then just fold the flaps inside the model. But you can do that however you want. No matter what you do. Well, you're gonna have to not make it too complicated, but it's still gonna work. Although maybe it can be a bit difficult because sometimes you commonly mistakenly have to, well, not mistakenly, but sometimes you have to partially unfold the model to make the full crease. But yeah, once you have that, you can restructure it. And then for the locking mechanism, it's really nothing too complicated. You just fold that up. Or, yeah, you just fold that up like that, and on the other side, fold a little bit of the locking mechanism up too to reinforce it. As you can see, we are very close to being done. Just a few more things we gotta do. Make sure that locking mechanism is good and in. Alright, I get a pencil for this. Alright, open up the afterburners. Oops, wrong side. Oops, hit the camera. Sorry. Yeah, just shape the afterburners till they look good, like something like this. And then I just like to do this with the missile racks. Just cause it looks cool. Just give me a second. Yeah, looks cool. Just to fold the missile racks in like that. All right, just open up the air intake. And then you just gotta shape it. Release the wings so they're equal. And there you go. Now you can just shape the model till you're satisfied. But otherwise, it's a finished Leonoid. Yep, Leonoids. I'll release the tutorial of cyanide sometime in the future. But, see ya.